Joe Hopkins here, and today I am reviewing this. I did an unboxing on it. This is my Positive Grid Spark amp. I've been playing around with it for a while, and I really like it, especially for the price. I'm going to start off with that. If you want one, right, watch the review, and if you like the looks of it, I'll put a link in the description below to their website where you can look it up. And they sell it also, you know, Musician's Friend, Reverb, Sweetwater, all that kind of stuff, Amazon. It's all over the place. Huge selling amp, one of the best selling amps in recent years. I think the best selling amp for a while here. And I wanted to see, is it any good, right? Well, I've got the ups and downs. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Nobody sent me this. I'm not paid to say anything. I'm going to give you my honest thoughts and opinions on this amp. I haven't owned an amp in quite some time. I've been using amp sims because they're good. I like amp sims. But I wanted an actual amp. The only real amp I've had is this little thing, this little Donner. And this thing is surprisingly good for the size. But I wanted an amp. And this is small, inexpensive. It was under $300. I think on the website it's listed at $299, but that's crossed out. It has it down like $280, and I found a coupon code to get it for $260. So truth be told, what you're going to pay is going to vary, I guess, depending on where you get it and what kind of coupon codes you get and that kind of stuff. If you can get some money off, get some money off. I paid $263 all told for this, and I'm pleased with it. I'm very pleased with it. Small enough to set anywhere on a little end table. I've got set up on a little folding table here. Let me start with, well, let's see. It's got goods and bads. The good side is it sounds good and it's loud. I think these are like two 8-inch or 6-inch speakers. They're not real big. I mean, they're not, I don't know the exact size, but they're not really very big speakers. But it sounds big. It sounds, you know, I mean, it's a modeling amp. And that's nice because you can get a big sound in a small amp. Yeah, I'm impressed with it as far as that's concerned. I really like the fact that it works as a Bluetooth speaker. My wife wanted a louder Bluetooth speaker. She has one of those little ones, and she wanted something louder, and this is louder. And it sounds good. It sounds clear. Other than, and this has been said many times, the bassiness of it. It is quite bassy. If you go into the app, there's an equalizer, and you can kind of take that out of the guitar sounds, the bassiness, the muddiness. As far as using it as a Bluetooth speaker, my wife discovered that there's an equalizer on Spotify, and she used that. There's no equalizer built into it. When you're doing a Bluetooth sound, when you're running music, these little switches on the top, they don't do anything for it. You can play guitar through it while it's playing music, which is cool. I can play along with, you know, my favorite bands through the same speaker. That's pretty neat. And yeah, but it is a little bassy, a little. You need an equalizer on your phone or whatever you're streaming it from. Otherwise, it comes through a bit low end heavy, which if you like that kind of thing, that's great, but it's still, yeah. It overwhelms a lot of the music you're playing through it as a Bluetooth speaker, and it sounds a little muddy as a guitar. Now today, I'm not going to be demonstrating the app. There are a lot of very competent videos for that, and I'm just getting that out of the way now because I'm using my phone as a camera, and I use my wife's phone so I could do both, but she's at the gym. I'm not able to demonstrate the app. I will tell you though, for guys like me, right, a lot of people are a little concerned about using an app. I'm a middle-aged guy. A lot of you guys are middle-aged guys, and you're worried about it. How's this going to work? Can I use new technology, or is this going to be just a frustration for me? You know what I mean? A lot of people our age are reluctant to use newer tech. I found it easy to use, surprisingly easy. I think anybody would, and it's more or less, once you get it on there and you find out where the stuff is, it just has lists of amps you can bring up. It has pedals in line. It has an equalizer pedal to get that muddiness out of it that works really, really well. Once you use that equalizer on it, that fixes the low end problem with it. But you know, it's an easy app to use. It has lists. You can bring up your amp. It's got presets, and there's lists of presets that people have put online on the app that you can find that, you know, give different sounds, and that's really cool. Another cool thing is you don't have to use the app. It's got these little preset buttons. Now, to start off with, it has 4 presets already on here. I accidentally reset number 1, right? I liked how it sounded. It was a nice clean sound with reverb and delay and real, you know, it sounded very pleasant. And I wanted just a clean, straight, you know, that clean sound you get when you first turn on an amp. And I was like, well, how do I get that? And I learned you move the knob a little bit and then turn it left and right, jiggle it, and then turn it all the way down. And it resets the whole thing. So I turned off all the delay, reverb, everything, and then accidentally reset number 1 to that just straight clean sound, which I'm okay with that too. I like having a straight clean sound when I first turn on my amp to start with. That's what I'm used to, because once again, I'm a middle-aged guy. I'm used to just amps. You turn it on, you got a clean sound, and you fiddle with it from there. So that's kind of nice, you know, to be able to set it to whatever you want. But go on the app. You don't have to go on there a lot. You can find 4 tones, 4 of them that you really, really dig, and set the presets. You just get it to the tone you want, push it and hold it, and that sets it to that number on here. So you can have 4 presets that are exactly what you want, and if you want to tweak them later, you can. And that's cool. That's nice. So you don't have to go on the app all the time. Just long enough to do some presets, or you never have to go on the app if you really don't want to. You can just use the switches. It's nice that it works as an acoustic amp and a bass amp too. This switch, it has, you know, you can set it to acoustic, bass, clean, glassy, crunch, high gain, and metal. And that's pretty cool. I like trying out the different sounds. I haven't tried acoustic and I haven't tried bass yet, to be honest with you. I've only tried the guitar tones, and I really like them overall. Other than the slight bassiness, which a lot of times I could take this little bass knob as bass, mid, treble. I can adjust it. I can turn the treble up, the bass down. That helps a lot. Not as much as that equalizer pedal does, but when you're doing your presets, you can fiddle with the equalizer, just take the lowest end all the way down. That takes all the muddiness out, fixes the problem, which is awesome. Makes it a lot more usable. You also have mod, delay, and reverb. Mod is whatever modulation pedal you have on there. Delay and reverb, self-explanatory. What is there's master and gain on here as well. The output is your main volume for this. So you can adjust your master and your gain all the way up to get like the hardest gain, heavy sound, and then adjust the output to where you want the actual volume to be. So you can get high gain sounds without having to crank it all the way up. If you do want to crank it all the way up, this bastard is loud. For such a small amp, it really pumps. I can tell you one of the problems I've had with it, and this is frustrating. It's supposed to work as an interface too. It has a USB cable, a USB plug. I was going to plug it in the computer, do the sounds right from the amp into my computer, and I can't get the driver to work. I go to upload it, and when I get to the end to hit finish, it says I have to disconnect and reconnect the device, and then I do that and nothing. I restarted the computer. It doesn't work. I've been trying to figure it out. I'll get it eventually. But for right now, I'm just miking this amp as well as I can. I don't really have the proper mics to mic an amp because I haven't owned an amp in a long time. I've been using amp sims, like I said. So I've just got my regular condenser mic hooked up, so it'll just sound how the amp sounds, which is fine. You know, nothing fancy. It's a good microphone. It's just going to pick up and record exactly what it hears, you know? So there you go. Overall, I do really like this amp, especially for the price. I mean, you can complain about the low end. You can, you know, have trouble with the drivers. The driver, that's something where I envy you Mac users, because with a Mac, you just plug it in and it works. You don't have to worry with the drivers on it. I've run into that with other technology too. I think one of these days I really need to get a Mac as my studio computer for that reason. But in general, yeah, great price, great guitar. I'm going to go through some tones with you, assuming, of course, I'm still in tune. My guitar has been temperature changes where I live, you know? Yeah, it goes out a little bit here and there. There we go. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. That's that straight, clean tone I was talking about. I assume it's coming through how low-endy it is, right? But we got other stuff here. Let me see. Let's go to glassy, right? That's just straight clean. Let's go to glassy. Rather, yeah, let me see if I can take a little bit of that bass out. See if that's a little bit better. Like I said, you just jiggle that knob and then turn the bass all the way down. That helps. Let's get the treble up. I'm a little butterfingers today, right? I drank way too much coffee this morning. A little jittery. I was tired, and what can you do? So you can see where I can get some of that bass out of there. Let's take down a little bit of the mids too. That sounds a bit better, right? Let's go up to crunch. And once again, when you change it, you then got to reset it. So we jiggle the bass, turn it down, jiggle the treble, turn it up, just jiggle it, put it where you want it then. And that fixes it. That could use maybe a little bit more mids. Maybe a little more bass on that one. All right. That was crunch. Let's go to high gain. I like that. And metal. Oh, that's got the bassiness. Let's see if we can, yeah, change out a little bit of that. And I want to turn the gain, get the master. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I think it's coming a little bit out of tune now. Can't be helped. Once again, you know, temperature changes, that kind of stuff. Gotta keep it in tune. In general, let's see. We also have these different. Let's see. Like I said, the initial number one. Yeah, I just put on just plain, you know, clean. That's going out. That's going out badly. I can't, oh, that's a damn shame. Keep having to tune. That's a little bit closer. Once again, temperature changes. I'm not blaming it on temperature changes. Usually this guitar stays in tune pretty good. So let's see what presets we have. This one, like I said, I just set it to clean. Yeah, number two. The 2, 3, and 4 I left stock. I like that. What's 3? It's a echoey, I dig it. Okay. If you don't like these presets, like I said, you can change them. Let's go to number 4 and see what we got. All right, that sounds pretty heavy. All right, there we go. Tell you what, I'm gonna cut that off. I think we're done with the little demonstration there. You get the idea. And I wanted to show you the presets to show you some of the sounds you can get out of it. Since I'm not using the app right now, I'd love to demonstrate the app. I can't demonstrate the app and record myself at the same time with the same device. So is what it is. I pick and choose what I'm gonna do, and I picked making a video. So I like this thing. I think the only problems with it are problems that are very overcomable. The bassiness to it, you can adjust it out with the little dials up here or with the equalizer in the app. I'm sure I'll figure out the driver problem with it at some point, and not everybody's going to want to use this as an interface. I thought it'd be pretty cool since I do a lot of recording. I like the sounds this makes. I'd like to be able to put those sounds straight into the computer and get a nice clean recording of it. That sounds pretty awesome to me. So I thought, yeah, I'll give that a go. And it's not working yet, but I'll get it there. And even if I don't, miking it works fine too. I might have to get a mic specifically for, miking guitar cabinets, which I don't have at the moment. Although I don't know if you need it, because this isn't exactly a speaker cabinet. This is a modeling amp, so you're already getting the sounds that you would get, but modeled. Does that make sense? Anyway, I might not need to mic it the way you would mic an amp. I'm going to play around with the microphone I got, see how it comes out. So far, I think it's pretty good. I think Positive Grid has really made something excellent here. I can see why it's been the biggest selling amp for a while. It's because you have all the tones. It's an excellent amp. It's an excellent modeling amp. It works fine without the app or with the app. You have a ton of options, and it's not terribly expensive or big. And that is something that's nice, because I have owned amps in the past. I know how difficult it can be to make room for an amp. They're big. Amps are big. I've had combo amps. I had an acoustic brand amp I got from my dad. It was tall, had 12-inch speakers in it. I had a Crate Blue Voodoo amp that, two 12-inch speakers in the cabinet. It's a big amp. It wasn't as tall, but it was like longer. You have to find room for these things. And this is easy to find room for and still sounds big. And it does other stuff too. The Bluetooth speaker, I can't say enough. I really like that. And when I got it, I thought, yeah, I'm probably not going to use that very much. And then I find myself using it a lot. So obviously I was wrong. I used the Bluetooth speaker. It's pretty cool. You can also use it with your computer if it doesn't have Bluetooth. Even if, like I said, with the USB, I couldn't get the driver to work yet to make it work as an interface. But if you plug the USB into your computer, it works as a computer speaker. And I've been using that a lot. I really like that because I can plug it in, I can play backing tracks off of YouTube through it, and play my guitar through it at the same time. That's really convenient. It's less setup for me. It's less for me to do. And I don't even have to turn my computer on. I can run it through my phone. I can look up backing tracks and play them through this, and then play my guitar along with it. I'm mentioning that because that makes practice easy. This thing comes with backing tracks in the app, but I don't really like their backing tracks very much. Some people might, I don't. You can set the rhythm, has a tap button. You can set it to the beats per minute you want just by tapping it at the rhythm you want. It's got that option so that you can play along with backing tracks. I'm not big on the backing tracks. I think YouTube has some great backing tracks, and this being a Bluetooth speaker means I can play the backing tracks from YouTube through this and play along with them. And I found that to be a lot more convenient for me. You do need to plug it in. Don't think that this is a wireless thing that, you know, has a rechargeable battery. You know, it's not that. You do have to plug it in. It is a 40-watt amp, or at least that's what it says, right? I'm assuming that's true. So there's a bunch of stuff in here. They can't make it a rechargeable battery, take it wherever kind of thing, I guess. But that's okay. There are other things you could do for that. I have this if I want to just go to the park or something, you know. But in general, yeah, I'd recommend this amp if you want something that's inexpensive, sounds good, and has a lot of options to it. Yeah, this is the thing for all you guys that are old school and want a real amp. Go ahead, by all means. I'm not saying this replaces your tube amp or whatever it is you want to own, but this is a very nice option for anybody that wants something that doesn't cost much, sounds good, and doesn't take up a lot of space. It's even got a headphone jack on there, which is nice. Get a nice, good pair of headphones. You can get decent ones that aren't terribly expensive and rock out in your dorm room or your bedroom and not wake other people up. It's nice at nighttime. If you're in an apartment building, this is nice, right? You use the headphones or get the tone you want and turn down that output so it's not terribly loud. It's very, like I said, very convenient, doesn't take up a lot of space. I'm impressed with it, and for the price, if you want to buy an amp and you don't want to spend a ton of money, this is a good option. Somebody might point out it's not really big enough for live use. They do make a Spark Live, which is a lot bigger. I don't really need that. I don't do a lot of live stuff anymore, and even if I was going to do that, I think I'd run this into my PA system. I think I could probably do that from the headphone jack, and that would solve that problem. You know what I mean? But yeah. Yeah, and that's not a bad idea. Run it right into your PA if you're doing live. And it makes it so you don't have to carry something big and heavy into the, one less heavy thing you got to carry in when you're doing a live gig. Yeah, so yeah, there'll be a link to Positive Grid's website below. Check it out. They have other options. They have the mini, the micro, which are smaller, and then smaller than that, and then they have the live, which is bigger. And so there are other options to it. Don't be afraid of the app. I was a little concerned, like, I hope I can use this. And I could. It's not difficult. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe to my channel and check out more cool stuff in the future. And if I get some of the other stuff on this figured out, I might do a review on that. I might do a review on the app at some point. I don't know. So many people have done such good reviews on them, and it's not hard to figure out, to be honest with you. So I'll see you guys in the next video. You know, I love you guys. Peace out, baby. Bye-bye.